KOMU 8 News starts now.
Columbia police continue to investigate a head-on crash on Scott Boulevard. Good evening. I'm Blake Salmon.
And I'm Caitlin McCarthy. Thanks for joining us. Police say 33-year-old David Earls was seriously injured. They say he was driving north in the southbound lane of Scott Boulevard around 2 this afternoon. A car traveling south in the southbound lane tried to avoid Earls' car. They ended up colliding into each other. There were 4 passengers in the other car with minor injuries. Scott Boulevard was closed off from Country Hill Drive to Southview Drive for several hours.
2 people are recovering after a crash on Route B at Tanner Bridge Road in Jefferson City. Officials say a Jefferson City man ran a red light and drove into another vehicle. Police responded to the crash around 2 p.m. today. One of the cars ended up running off the left side of the road before stopping in a creek. Police say both cars are a complete loss. Both men were taken to local hospitals.
The Miller County Sheriff's Office says prosecutors have charged 3 people in connection with the death of a Columbia man. Deputies say they found the body of 41-year-old Aaron Brantley in the wooded area near Brumley. Brantley was reported missing last month. The Sheriff's Office says one suspect was charged with abandonment of corpse, armed criminal action, and first-degree murder. The other 2 suspects were charged with accessory to abandonment of a corpse, accessory to armed criminal action, and accessory to first-degree murder. The Sheriff's Office says it will not release the suspects' names until Monday. A news release says the initial investigation shows Brantley died of a gunshot wound. An autopsy is scheduled for Monday at University Hospital.
A Rolla man has pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder stemming from a 2017 shooting at a Miller County RV park. According to court records, Gary Sweet of Rolla also pled guilty to first-degree assault and 1 count of second-degree assault. Jim and Sherry Parker were killed in the shooting at the RV park on Wood River Road. Sweet's sentencing is set for June 12th.
Here's what's happening right now. Hundreds of customers are without power in mid-Missouri. In Columbia, there are 129 customers without power. This is the scene from moments ago at Grindstone Parkway and Highway 63. Power has just been restored to traffic lights at the intersection. A KOMU 8 reporter witnessed a transformer blow up near there about an hour ago. Howard Electric Cooperative reports 549 customers are without power right now. Residents came out to Columbia's Central Neighborhood First Citizens Alliance meeting today to talk about improvements in what they want to see in the community. Organizers facilitated open conversations with residents by having a station for different issues in the community. Affordable housing, down zoning, community policing, homelessness, and infrastructure were brought to the forefront. One resident says she learned about new issues happening in her own backyard.
Something that really resonated with me is there was a table about affordable housing and addressing homelessness in our community, and that really is important to me. It's not something I think about daily, and so I'm glad that they kind of brought that issue to us.
She says she can see herself coming back to more meetings in the future. Organizers plan on following up with everyone who attended the meeting.
The Harrisburg High School gym was full this afternoon, but instead of watching hometown athletes compete, residents discussed the possibility of alternative energy in Boone County. KOMU 8's Abby Dodge explains why neighbors are coming together.
During a rainy morning, Harrisburg citizens found shelter inside the high school gym.
Well, my goal was to get neighbors talking to neighbors.
With the stands full, people brought their questions.
Do they plan to meet with the entire community?
They had concerns, too.
We were told that they would be put within 1,000 feet of our house.
A month ago, some landowners in Harrisburg heard from a renewable energy company called E.ON. They opened up their mailboxes to find a letter inviting the community to an informational dinner. And now they're passing out flyers of their own.
People need to be informed. People need to have a good attorney if they're interested in signing on to this project.
Neighbors brought pages and pages of questions for experts and eventually E.ON.
And I think we've all got a lot to go home and think about now.
The flicker of the lights, the shadow flicker, and the noise factor that may not be audible to our human ears.
An afternoon meant to encourage a tight-knit community to talk. In Harrisburg, Abby Dodge, KOMU 8 News.
E.ON's community dinner is scheduled for March 13th. Robotics enthusiasts from all across the state gathered at State Technical College today for the 2019 VEX Missouri Robotics State Championship. More than 70 teams came to Lynn to find out who's the best in the state. Robots were judged by the way they completed different challenges. Participants say they love robotics because it helps them become better engineers.
When I was a kid, I always just wanted to be an engineer or an architect or just anything in the field of just kind of making the world a better place in a way of where it's just literally easier for other people to just live their lives fully.
The winners of the state competition will get a chance to compete in the national championship later this year.
R&B singer R. Kelly was released from a Chicago jail today after authorities say someone paid for his child support. The payment was $161,000. On Wednesday, a judge ordered Kelly to jail until he paid off the back child support. Kelly was charged in February with 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse involving 4 women, including 3 minors. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
I promise you we're going to straighten all this stuff out. That's all I can say right now. I promise you.
Anything your fans? Anything you'd like?
I love my fans. Thanks for sticking there with me.
Kelly's lawyer has said Kelly's accusers are lying and are out to profit off of his success. In a statement, Kelly's attorney said, quote, people bring up his old case and so on. It's disgusting. It's not what makes this country great. A polar plunge in Colombia.
Coming up, why one organizer says people come back year after year.
And wind is starting to pick up here in mid-Missouri. We're clear for now, but rain is still in your forecast. I'll have that in my full forecast later.
And here's a live look over the capital city. You're watching KOMU 8 News at 10. Coverage you can count on.
Never be surprised by the weather. Download the free KOMU 8.
1, 2, 3, let's plunge!
Welcome back. The Columbia Polar Plunge participants raised over $52,000 for Special Olympics of Missouri. 200 people dressed in costumes and dove into the chilly waters this afternoon. The plunge planner says people dive into the cold water because it becomes an addiction.
If you were here, you would know why. It's fun. The people are doing it. I have a team. Sometimes they do it with a friend. Sometimes they do it with their school, their coworkers, family. And once they do it, and once you do it, it does become something that's in your blood and kind of becomes a tradition.
The Columbia Plunge's goal is to raise $70,000, so volunteers are still accepting donations. Check this out. Our very own Tim Schmidt was the event's MC.
2 people were injured when severe weather
blew through Pulaski County in Arkansas this morning. High winds blew over a mobile home. 2 people were inside at the time. Police say they were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Trees were uprooted and the power poles snapped.
Speaking of winds, they're picking up here in mid-Missouri. We're gusting up to 32 miles an hour here in Columbia, and that's not really going to die down that much as we go into overnight hours. I'll have more in my forecast.
Hi guys, I'm Idris Elba, and I'm hosting Saturday Night Live with musical guest Khalid, and we're on Next.
And right now, you're taking a live look over the set of SNL. We'll be right back after this.